essentially what they're saying is he should just be upfront and direct and say, I really don't, I'm not feeling you like that.
Why does he have to do
And
that?
Because he's a man, Slim. He has to take the initiative to say,
Why does he?
listen,
Wait, wait, wait,
this
wait, wait,
ain't
wait,
what I want
wait, wait,
long term.
wait.
You
this
either
is
gonna
why you
still deal
don't
with
listen to
me or you're
women.
not.
Because if we tell y'all the truth, we ain't gonna get no pussy. Bottom motherfucking line.
Yes, he will because she's desperate. She was willing to let him move in and pay all the bills. He'll still get it.
No, no, no.
I mean,
They trying to talk you out of the
he
pussy.
essentially
Leave
said
these bitches on. Tell them what they
that.
need to hear and or know until they fucking decided they self. No, nigga, we ain't
So it's
listening to
okay to
women.
pander to
Don't
women.
listen to women. Mika said it. Don't listen to women. All this shit y'all
He
talking is
wasn't
wrong.
pandering. He wasn't pandering. He told her the
No,
truth.
I'm talking about what Quentin just
He must have
said.
saw one of my shorts.
Oh, I don't know. He was renting.
I'm not saying the guy is wrong. I'm just saying she's dumb.
Yeah, but you can't say that he's feminine. No, Ali. That's just a bad assessment. I'm
But
sorry.
that's
In
what
that
all women say
instance,
about men that ain't doing what they want to
he's
do.
the
They call them
feminine one in
feminine
the
and sassy.
relationship.
That's literally women's
No,
default when a nigga
he's not
ain't
the
doing what he's
feminine one.
supposed to.
He's not
Slimmy,
the
he's not
feminine.
her provider. He's not her
He
provider.
doesn't have to be her provider
Yes,
because he
then
only
why
wants
is she having sex with him?
Molly.
Gotta
Why
ask
is she having
questions.
sex
Don't
with
Every
you?
him?
man, every man don't have to provide for you just because he
For a
fucking you.
woman.
You gotta
Facts.
realize your place on the totem pole.
She's asking him to
Sometimes
Facts.
you
move
ain't at the
in.
top of the totem pole. Sometimes you at the
That's
bottom.
not how it
All
works.
you
A
go get
woman
is
shouldn't
dick.
be asking a man to move in. That's not how it
All
works.
you gonna get is
Exactly,
dick.
She's
exactly,
masculine.
Quentin. That's my point. Thank you. I agree.
She's
So she's
masculine,
just
and
being too
that's where it
masculine,
ends. She's masculine.
and
They
it
don't have
might
shit to do
be.
about him being feminine.
And the one part
If
of the
she's masculine by
conversation,
default, you're gonna have two
Molly,
masculine people together. No,
the
somebody
Yes,
one,
choose to be more
yes.
Molly,
feminine than the
Like
other.
a
Molly,
woman being masculine doesn't by default make the man feminine she's dealing with. That's not how it
yeah,
works.
because
Mas
what you missing, Molly, is it might be turning him off. She might not have been this aggressive before, and then so she keep pressing him, and he just like, yo, you doing too much. I like sleeping with you, but this is too much. Remember, it's only been 6 months.
that's not the man for her then.
It
She
ain't
And
was
no
she's not the
Also,
woman for
women are
him.
like situationally like masculine and feminine. Like they flip between masculine and feminine. So then there's that dynamic as well. So let's be clear.
In what
Y'all
way?
flip flop.
Who is y'all?
Women.
I'm never gonna beg a man to move in with me.
I said y'all
I
flip
never,
flop from
ever
being
would have,
masculine
ever.
Molly,
and
I don't think you
feminine.
would even have a man move in with you though. Honestly,
No. It's always
exactly,
the other way. Always the other way around.
exactly. So there ain't even no point of you saying that.
We
You
know
know
Because
you
you
I
ain't
ain't
doing
begging
that.
nobody to
understand.
live with you. We know that for sure. Molly, like, nah, nigga, go to your own house. You're just saying. Go to the West Wing in this bitch.
Anybody else?
I want Carrie's opinion. Is how feminine is this man to you, Carrie?
I don't think he's feminine. Like I said, I just don't think he's interested in her. I mean, I could judge him on if I think he's mature, but blah 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 blah. But I don't think he's feminine. I just think that he's like taking advantage of the situation that's before him.
Man, y'all want some
And
attention today?
maybe he do
Nigga,
just
pull
rock
up.
with this chick and he just ain't ready to move in with her. Like I get it. Like, what if he say when we get married, we ain't married, I ain't living with you two married, then what? Then is he still feminine if that's what he's waiting on?
I
How
think he
y'all?
would have worded it differently if he was really into her. He didn't care how she took it.
Well, it sounded like they had this conversation before, and why you asking again is what it sounded like.
And that's what I said. And that's how she knew to record because she knew where this conversation was going to go. She had this conversation with him before. She knew he wasn't into her like that.
And
Yeah,
she's
but why
trying to
she
make him
posting that
look
shit on the
bad.
internet?
Exactly. She's trying to make him look bad because she's not what he wants. And she won't wake up and realize it.
Now the next nigga is gonna treat her the same way, maybe worse, because they gonna see this shit on the internet.
She's gonna go through a lesbian phase, like a lot of them do.
And she gonna be up there
So
with hoes.
since she gay too. Lord.
So
They
they
I'm
get
get
out
so
of here.
disgruntled with men, they just go lesy.
So let me ask the question again. What's the proper timeline? What's the proper timeline definitively for in y'all opinion, if there is one? What should be the proper timeline for y'all to eventually move in with each other?
For a solid answer, no
or
fuckery to
or should y'all ever move in with each other?
Never. Never.
I think it depends on what the goal is. I think if the goal is marriage, you probably don't want to move in sooner than later because then there's no point. Like you're both gonna settle into, this married role without being married. And I don't think that it's likely to happen at that point. I think that you don't move in unless you're willing to, let's say, merge finances. Because if you're not, then there's something in you that's telling you that this may not be your person, or there's something about them that you're not comfortable with. You should move in before you see a person mad or broke, if that's a thing. Like you have to see them in all phases to decide I'm going to move in with this person and see them every
whoa,
day
whoa, 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 whoa.
and give up
You need to see
my
them
safe
broke?
haven. I'm just saying, like, for a lot of people, their money is cyclical. So sometimes they have money, sometimes they don't. Just you need to see a person in all their phases. You need to see them not just happy. You need to see them happy. You need to see them sad. You need to see them mad or just whatever. Like, you got to know who this person
I get
actually
all
is.
that. I get all that. I just don't get the broke one. I get
Well,
all
let
that.
me ask another question, Kim. Why do you think
Because
that?
why you waiting on the dude to be broke to see if you can be with him? Like, what's this is happening?
Even if you give it 6 months, that's not telling you like what his spending habits are. That's not telling you how stable he is in his job. That's not telling you any of these things. This man could go broke at month 7 or 8, and now what? Now he's angry and he's treating you all kinds of ways because he's insecure in his masculinity. And you would have known that had you waited.
Let me ask you a question, Kim. Why do you think that? Where do you think that it came from as far as the standard or the requirement being people have to move in with each other at any point in a relationship or a marriage?
I think a lot of it was just convenience. Like the man doesn't want to leave his house to do all things sexual. The woman wants to, have her man there so she can cuddle with him. There's ideally split households, split bills, or whatever. I think it's just ideally it's supposed to be easier, but I don't know that. Like, I wouldn't be upset with two married people who lived in different houses. But that's just me. I view the world a little differently than everybody else.
I understand what you're saying. Does anybody else want to answer that question, Mika?
Hold on. What was the question?
You're not gonna raise your
Okay.
hand. I'm gonna pick
No,
you.
no, no. The question is, um, well, the question originally was that I asked Kim, where do you think it came from as far as it being a requirement for two people that are married to move in with each other? But I want to change it slightly now that Kim answered it and say, should that be the standard that people move in with each other if they're either in a long term relationship or if they get married?
Um, that's actually a good question.
Because,
Uh,
for example, there's people in the chat that is
yeah.
saying that if you don't live together, then that's not a marriage.
Well, okay, so I guess it really depends because the way I grew up, my grandparents never slept in the same bedroom. And of course, my parents are here, I'm here, so but I don't think it's a norm. I would say it's
You don't
probably
think
out
that
of
that's the norm
either
for people?
social convenience or something like that because I don't see where it would be like a need,
You
but
don't think
maybe
that
people
that's the
just want
norm
to be around each other. I'm sorry.
for people to move in with each other? You don't think that that's the norm?
No, because I've seen so many different ways of doing things, but I don't think it's a social norm. But I, I, I can't I
Are
can't
you
pinpoint a
kidding me?
time. I can't
Well,
pinpoint a time.
Hold on, Quinn. Let her finish her statement.
I can't pinpoint a
What?
time where people people actually said, "Yeah, this is you have to do this."
Well, wait. Think about it. Hold it on. Hold on to it. Hold on to it.
It's about to
One second, Quinn.
explode.
Q Diddy. Let me ask Slimmy something because Slimmy in the beginning of this conversation said never. Why never, Slimmy?
Well, I had a change of heart recently about this topic. Like last time, I was thinking like, nah, you got to live together. But then, um, I had some recent developments, and I just thought about like I never say I miss you to anybody,
Mm,
in a relationship. So it's like, and then I kind
There's
of
a
thought about it. I'm like,
spot
because
where my
you're
heart
in,
used
you're
to
always
be.
in close proximity, so I could never miss you. Like I see you. I could see you. I could sit here and I could literally see you. You're in the same city, and I just don't feel like I would ever miss somebody who lives in the same proximity. So I think maybe I should have some kind of distance so I could actually strive to continue to make the relationship better. The more
yeah.
the more I intertwine with this person.
You know what's so funny? Uh, first of all, let me just say I appreciate your authenticity because very rarely do you get people that's willing to share their thoughts, understanding that a lot of people who's been conditioned to think a certain way can't be open minded enough to actually understand what you're saying, right? Because it's different strokes for different folks, and I think that different
Mhm.
people have different experiences in life that teach them certain things. I think that you're right, though. I think that it's okay for you to feel the way that you feel without being labeled as a narcissist, without being labeled as all, whatever this stuff that a lot of people like to label people. Because honestly, my assessment of what you just said is that you are confident in yourself and you are secure in yourself. And whether you have somebody or not, you don't have to be interdependent on them in order for you to be fulfilled. I think that that's dope. I think that that's absolutely dope. I have no problem with that whatsoever.
But that's why I asked the question, and I see some people in chat like that's a social norm. But your question was like, who said that that had to happen?
Correct.
So that's why I'm like, I
Well,
don't know
here,
if it's a social norm. Like, why does it just happen? Like, some people do it, some people don't. So, is it a social norm? That's why I'm like, it was a really good question.
well, that's the thing. I think that I believe that or it seems as though we've been socialized to put relationships or put marriage in a box where if you don't do it this way, then you don't love the person. Or if you don't do it this way, then it's not going to be a successful marriage. And I'm not so sure about that. I think it's a question worth exploring. And that's why I wanted to ask the question.
Yeah, and that's why I said, because I, I I've seen older people, including my grandparents, sleep in different beds. I never thought they loved each other any less.
Benny Boom 5 says, wrong, Anton. I didn't even know that I gave an opinion about anything, but it's okay. I
I
didn't know
think
that I said anything to be wrong about, but all right, I'm with it. Shout out to the chat. Go ahead, Molly.
I think if you're gonna have children, you should probably live under one roof. It just seems like it would be better for the child. If you don't want to have children, I think do whatever you want to do. Who cares?
That's what's up.
But children need stability. It works better when they have stability and they have predictability. So
I think it can be stable and predictable if you started out like that. Like if that's all the kid knew was I go to mommy's house Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, daddy's house Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or whatever. That's just what they would grow to know, and they would accept it, and that is their stability. If it's
I
predictable
don't,
and it happens at the same time every week or something like that.
but kids still like to see their parents on a daily basis.
I agree.
That you
I
don't
And
think you can make
have.
it work co-parenting, but for a society, if every household is co-parenting, it just seems like it would be a bit weird. And kids like to see their mom and dad together, whether we are okay with
And
that or not.
right. I'm not saying parent them totally separate. I'm saying that you could both visit each other or do whatever it is that you need to do, and then just retire to your respective places. I don't think that that would
Yeah,
them up too much.
yeah.
This is so dumb. I'm still caught off from when
I
Mika
thought you were.
said that.
Give me a second. Give me a second.
Mika
I
said
thought that
what?
you were going to calm, communicate effectively,
Exactly.
and be.
When I let y'all say outlandish thing that's
No, you
so
said Mika
far from the
say.
truth.
Address
Yes, you're
that.
so far from the truth. You said it's not
You said
normal.
Mika said. Just
Yes, you
address
said
that.
it's not no. That's where I've been caught up ever since you said it's not normal. When
That's not
97%
what
of
I
married
said.
couples live together, it's
That's not
fucking
what I
it's normal
said.
as fuck.
That's not what I said. I said I yes, I posed the question. I said, is it normal? You have a phone, you can play it back. I said, is it normal? Is it a social norm? Because that was a really good question. Because I can't answer if it is or isn't because I've seen different things. So why do some people do it? Why do some people not do it? But I never said a definitive.
Yes, you have, because I've been freaking out ever since I heard it, but whatever.
Yeah, that's because you're bipolar and you can't help yourself. But
No,
that's
I
not what I
didn't hear you
said.
say some fuckery, and I was
Not what I
appalled
said.
at what came out of your mouth. And I
Okay.
chat GPT this shit, and a 97% is a huge number for you to say it's not normal.
Okay.
And I think it's easier, more cost effective to be under one household if y'all are going to have a family.
It is.
That's
Absolutely.
fair.
I remember having this conversation with my grandpa, rest in peace, Grandma Marvin, and he was scolding me for having a kid out of wedlock. And he was like, "Well, I just think you should marry the chick because don't you want everybody under your household so you can take care of them, so you can protect them and stuff like that." You can't really do that when someone's across town. You don't understand the feeling of anxiety I get with Ava's mother roaming about the world doing whatever the fuck she want to do. I ain't got shit to do, say, or do about it. Like even knowing that I live 5 minutes from the school and she lives 30 minutes from the school, that drive to work every morning gives me extreme anxiety. What can happen between the two of them?
So if you live together, but you live 30 minutes away, would it bother
Tell
you?
them. Thank you.
Come again?
If you live together, but you still live 30 minutes away from the school, would it bother you the same?
We wouldn't live 30 minutes away from the school. We wouldn't do that. I would never live 38 minutes away from my kid's school. School districts ain't even set up for that to happen.
You just
I'm
said you
sorry.
live 30 minutes away, right?
No, I didn't. I said she did. I said
He
I live
said she
5 minutes
does. He
away.
lives far.
Oh, okay, I understand. I got it mixed up. It was the other way around. Okay.
I literally live 1 block down the street from the school. She got to get on the motherfucking highway, get off the exit, go in the little neighborhood, and
And people are saying I'm diagnosing Quentin. Quentin just told y'all he had anxiety. He told me he was bipolar. Therefore, I'm repeating what he's saying.
I never told you I was
Yes, you did.
bipolar, and just because I
Yes,
have
you did.
anxiety about the well-being of my child
That's
and her
today.
mother doesn't make
That
me
was today.
bipolar.
That was today.
So if she goes anywhere, like if they go to the mall or out of town, is
Yes,
it the
it scares me anytime she gets in a
same?
car with my child. Yes, you're not gonna make me switch up. Like
I was just
I worry about
asking.
her
I'm just
well-being from
curious. Why are you
day
so
to day
loud?
of how
Why are
nigga,
you
you
so
better chill
loud?
out.
You're yelling at me. Like, what are you talking about?
Now, see, Kim, this is a perfect example because if he had, somebody like Trigger up here, he'd be saying, "See, these are the type of bitches that don't let you talk, and these bitches don't know how to." We're quiet, and look at him. Look at him.
Do you want
And
me to
you
call you a
guys
bitch?
don't
Is
like.
that what you're asking? Is that what you're asking of me for me to call you a bitch? What the hell?
No, I'm saying, just like you said about women don't know, you don't know what you want because when you got somebody that's quiet, you're yelling at them. And I haven't raised my voice one time at you. But if I was raising
And
my
I
voice,
haven't
you would say,
said
see,
anything. I'll
see,
let you say your
see.
fuckery and I shut up.
You know what's so impressive about this whole conversation is that no matter how quiet y'all get, I don't hear the smoke alarm going off, and I think that that's beautiful.